Hi, I'm Embry and this is Embry's Corner and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, you're a watcher subscriber, welcome. If you're returning, you're a watcher subscriber, welcome back. Guys, how y'all? I am back today with another story time. Today's video is a story time. If I look a little, it's because I am a little. This is a story time / rant because I'm about to rant because I feel like it, and a lot of it has to do with what I'm about to tell y'all. So yeah. So if you would like to hear about this story time / rant, please stick around and let's get into the video. Alright, so I'm fresh off of work. That's why I look like I look, which is not pretty bad, but you know, I'm fresh off of work, so excuse the way I look. But today I kind of got in a little bit of trouble, and this just brought me back to when I was in school. And I'm one of those people where I don't really give trouble like that. Like things that I might have gotten in trouble for might be like minor things. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really a person like all throughout school. I always consider myself a very good student, especially like when it comes to acting and being good and being obedient and listening to what I'm told to do. I always consider myself one of those people. I listen. But I don't know what it is in me, but like the rebel in me, sometimes I like to call myself a free spirit because I don't like to be told what to do. I absolutely hate being told what to do. That's probably why I end up not liking most of my bosses after I've had them, because except for maybe one or two that I might like it. But because I'm such a free spirit and I don't like being told, I don't like you coming to me checking me about anything. I'm just one of those type of people, and I know that's my problem. That's what I got to do, because if I'm going to put in the work for people, I got to be able to take when they tell me to do something or when they tell me not to do something, and I got to be able to listen to that. But guys, and it just brought me back to the time when I was getting in trouble for things that really weren't in my control, and I couldn't help, or I wasn't aware that I was doing wrong because nobody told me. And so this is where this all comes into place. So I might tell you about what happened day later, but let's get into these two stories real quick. So the first I'm gonna tell you, this is like back when I was in like the 4th grade. And when I was in elementary school, maybe even all up into high school, my mom had jobs that were time consuming, and she's always had it. My mom has always worked in the plant for as long as I've been on this earth. My mom has always worked in the plant. She's always had to work a lot more, and the only times that she would be off for probably usually on the weekend. Most times that was highly unlikely that she was off on the weekends, and when she were, you know, I would be with her. But when she had to work, she had to work, and that's just what it was. And so when I was younger, my mom always would, when I was in school and stuff like that, my mom always kept like a first shift or a second shift job. And so first shift would run from like 4 o'clock in the morning to about like 2 in the afternoon, and second shift would run from like 2 in the afternoon to like 10 or 11 at night. It just depends on where she was. So I remember when I was like younger and stuff like that, she used to work the morning shifts so that she could be home in the afternoons with me. Like when I was little, like when I was in elementary school, I was like when I was like in kindergarten, pre-K and all that. But when I got older, you know, she switched to second shift because, you know, at least she would see me at night and she'd have the weekends with me, you know, of course, like that. So when she did this transition or whatever, it started affecting my sleep patterns. And I'm a night owl. Even when I was younger, I was a night owl. I'm known for being up at night, but since I've gotten older, I have gotten better at it. You know what I mean? Like if I'm up through the night, I pretty much know if I got to go to work tomorrow, then I just don't fuck myself up for that day, because I knew I have to work and I stayed up like that on purpose. Like tonight, it is 10:29. I should probably be getting ready to go to bed, but no. I'm sitting right here in front of the camera trying to tell this story time. So yeah, so I've gotten better with managing it as an adult. But when I was younger, I didn't understand how to manage that, and I didn't know that, you know, I didn't understand then that my mom had to work, and sometimes that would mess with my sleep pattern. That would mess with my sleep, because I had to get up, because you know, I had to get up at 7 in the morning, because back then I was catching the bus to get to school. So you know, and I would fall asleep on the bus. I think I told you something about the bus driver when he got that horn. My mom had said something to him about that. I fall asleep on the bus, and I even fall asleep in class, and it was nothing that we could help. It was just the way things were. We couldn't help it. My mama couldn't help it. She had to do what she had to do to raise me, and that meant working, and that meant providing for us in whatever way she could, and she had to work. And so I'm not mad with her about that. I can never be now, but then, and I understood it then too, but my teachers did not understand that. They couldn't figure out how come I wasn't getting enough sleep. So around this time, like I said, I would be with my grandmama most of the day. Like, getting off the bus, I'll go straight to my grandma's house, and I'll be with her the entire day. And I would fall asleep at her house, and then I would have to wake up and go home and get right back in the bed, because my mom would come and get me and take me home with her. And sometimes I didn't, and sometimes I didn't go to sleep right away. You know what I mean? It just, it was what it was. And so it started affecting me in school, and I started falling asleep in class and stuff like that. And when I was in it had got real bad in the 4th grade. I was falling asleep just about every day in class, like, and my teacher would wake me up. I guess it got to a point where she got tired of having to do that, and she couldn't understand for the life of her why I wasn't getting to sleep at night, why I wasn't sleeping at night. Like I said, yeah, I'm a night owl. Even now, I'm up during the night. I roam at night. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It's just like my mama said, it's my old. I got an old soul, and it's just my old soul. It roams at night. I be checking things like I would wake up out of a dead sleep, get up and go make sure the door locked, make sure my mama okay, make sure all the lights are off. Just make sure everything all right. That's what I do at night. I do that. I swear to I kid you not. I roam at night. Even when I was going to my grandma's house like that, and I was spending the night, I would roam at night. I would just roam through the house at night, just making sure everything was alright, checking on people, making sure nobody didn't need anything. It's just the old soul in me. I do it now. I'll probably always be like that. And I'm a light sleeper too. It doesn't take much to wake me up, unless I like really tired and I'm just dead asleep. You know what I mean? So I used to, and I used to go to sleep in class all the time. I guess one day my teacher got fed up with it, and she sent me to the office. I cried from the moment I left the room, the moment I left the classroom, so I got to the office. And I'm aware that I wasn't in any major trouble, because I didn't do nothing major. Like, wasn't nothing bad going to happen to me. Even the principal said, she said, there's no need to cry, because you're not in any major trouble. I just want to understand how come you keep falling asleep in class. And that's exactly what she said to me. That's exactly what she said. You realize you have to start staying awake in class. It's very important that you stay awake. Now, I'm in 4th grade. I don't understand why it's such a big deal for me to fall asleep in class, but I understand now. But I don't really understand why it was enough to send me to the principal office with a write-up slip. Well, she sent me to the principal office, and I was right back in class a few minutes later, so it really didn't help that she did all that. She really, I believe she was just trying to scare me into staying awake in class, because she had gotten so tired of it. And so that was the first time I had ever gotten in trouble. Ever in my life gotten in trouble. The second time, this was a different school, and I was in the 5th grade. So 5th grade, I feel like for me, when I got in the 5th grade and I went to this school, this is like when a lot of my problems started. I mean, like a lot of my my bullying problems started, because I think I had like a few when I was in kindergarten up into the 4th grade. And like at that school, I really didn't have problems like that. But for some reason, when I got to this school, this particular school, I had the most problems. Like I could not lose. And I really think because of things back from this point in my life, back from where my problems like really started. And I know it's a lot to put on like that time in my life, because I was so young and everybody go through this stuff. But like it's like a repeated pattern throughout my life. And I was just talking to my auntie about that tonight. You know how I felt like I could, every time I felt like I've taken a step forward in my life, and I've been able to move on from something that's hurt me in the past, something else pops up in my head, and I just cannot let it go. And this next story is kind of like a little bit of that for me. But it's not. But it's another story I'm gonna tell y'all later on that happened, and it kind of came back to me today too. Kind of like it was like I was seeing it happening all over again. But that's another story for another day. So this story I'm about to tell you right now. So when I was in the 5th grade and I was going to like a different school, so I was around different people. Now I told you a little bit about this school, a little bit about these people, and you know the effects they had on me. I even told you about one of the bullies I had. My bully cam GD class, the part 2. She went to this school, and the other stuff coming out soon about another one that went to this school also. Or was it the next? I forget. Anyway, when I was in elementary school, you know, like I said, I rarely cause problems. Like I consider myself like real laid back, real. I always consider myself a real easy child. Like I never was like a real major troublemaker, especially when it came to school. I always tried to do what I was told. I always tried to listen. You know, I'm a chatterbox. I can't help it. Even now, I talk. I like to talk. That's just what I do. And sometimes I feel like people like when people can't find me doing anything wrong, they'll find something else to get at me about. Like I ask questions, and so sometimes when I don't understand how come I'm in trouble, I'll keep asking you, well, why, and you can't. If I feel like you can't tell me, I feel like you just trying to find something to nitpick at me about. Because you couldn't find absolutely nothing else for me to get in trouble about. But you needed me to get in trouble for something, for some reason. Because I'm the only one that has never gotten in trouble. But you just needed it. And so one time I was in class, and my 5th grade class, like most of those people was assholes, and I'm gonna be real honest with you. Even the teacher was a little bit of an asshole, and I hate to say that about her because I liked her, but she was a little bit of an asshole, like a little bit of one. But I liked her. I thought she was very cool. And let me just get one day. I was in class, and I don't know how we got on topic, but like she was telling us that she could pull up our records, and she could see like every time we've been in trouble, and so everybody asked her, or was it, I forget what we was doing, but she was telling us about us and how we had gotten written up by certain teachers and stuff like that. And so she told me, she said, oh Yasmin, you been wrote up too. I said, excuse me, no I have not. I don't do nothing wrong. I am innocent as a bar. I promise you, I never did nothing wrong. Anytime I've done something wrong, it's to me it's been excused, because there was a reason why I acted out. Most times when I acted out, it's because somebody was messing with me. That was the only time. If a teacher told me to do something, I did it. If a teacher said, Yasmin, please be quiet, I be quiet. I shut up. You know, I wasn't known for talking back. I didn't talk back. Only when I felt like you were literally trying to, you know, just pinpoint me out of everybody. If I'm doing one thing and it's a whole bunch of people doing the same thing, why are you pinpointing me out of a group of people that's doing the same thing? And I'm the one that do nothing. You know, that's how I feel. So, she said, Yasmin, you been written up, and I was like, no, I haven't. By whom? And she told me the teacher's name. And I said, nah. I said, I have never done anything in her class for her to want to write me up for. I mean, I couldn't think of one thing that was worth writing me up for. And so she said, but it says right here. I said, no, it's a mistake, because I have never been written up. And she said, well, it says right here. I said, well, can we ask her why? She said, no, you cannot ask her why. So we go back. So I think like, and when I was in elementary school, the first part of the day we would be with this teacher, and then the last part of the day, like every now we the elective classes would change. So we had art class, and then we had gym. So art class would be like maybe one day, and then gym would be the next day. And so this particular day we had art class, and I was due to her class for art. And so we lined up. I had already decided in my head, well, I'm gonna ask her even if you don't want me to, because I need to know why on earth I was written up, because I don't give nobody a moment's trouble. I never have and I never will. I'm still like that. I don't give nobody trouble. Nobody. I feel like I'm the most easiest person to ever work with, to ever go to school, because I don't give nobody trouble. People give me trouble. That's how it's always been. Now I can when I do something wrong, but in this case I don't feel like I did nothing wrong. So here we go. So we line up like we do every day to go to our elective classes, and we go into art. So as soon as we get in the door good, my teacher, I don't know where she at, but I don't know if she had left. I don't know what she was doing. But I decided in that moment, I said, okay, I'm about to go ahead and ask her what's going on. I said, Miss So-and-so, Miss So-and-so told me that you done wrote me up. And I want to know, what did I do wrong for you writing me up? Well, my teacher, my homeroom teacher was standing right there. She said, Yasmin, I told you not to ask her that. Don't ask her no questions like that. Go back and sit down. Like, and I said, okay, I'm sorry, but I really don't understand why you said I was written up when I don't feel like I've done nothing wrong. And the teacher just looked at me and smiled, and I went back and sat down. She didn't even tell me why. And here comes the rant. Like I said, I don't feel like I'm the type of person that gives people trouble. I try not to. I try to mind my business. I try to do as I'm told. I try to stick to the rules. I really do. But when something doesn't make sense, when something isn't adding up, when something just doesn't fit, I'm that person to question it. I would question you until it makes sense to me, because that's how I am. Because if I feel like it comes from past experiences, people trying to get over me, trying to take advantage of me, trying to make me feel dumb for what I already know. And people are good about it. They're good at trying to make me feel dumb about things that I know. Like, I'm gonna need for people to back up off of me. I'm really gonna need for that to happen, because people are really starting to make me mad with the bull crap. They like to pick at me about the nitpicking. That's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next. Bye.